So, okay, again, just to get started, this is Vince with Listings to Leads, and this is our class on Facebook advertising. And before we started recording here, I asked how long have these folks been here and with us, and who has run ads. So let's see. 5 years. Sandra, you've been with us for 5 years. That's awesome. And you have run ads. Has everybody run ads? That's kind of the big thing, because then I know where I got to go slow and kind of who I'm talking with and where we got to, where we can sort of hustle along. You've only run about 5 ads. Okay. And Sarita has run ads before, but you just subscribed to L2L. Okay. So let me log into my account. And feel free to answer that question again. Let's see here. While we sign in, let's see what's popping up in the question. About a year. Okay, John's been running ads, been with us for a year and running ads for a year. And let's see. Let me just see who's kind of logging in here. All right. So here, I want to kind of do this differently. We always do these calls and just sort of rush through whatever story we got going. But what I want to do first is just start with what I think are the number one mistakes. Okay, and I think we all learn from each other. And definitely when we see a mistake, we can sort of talk about it. And I want to bring this up. Actually, this is in our mastermind group. And if you are not in our mastermind group, get in our mastermind group, because our clients are sharing a lot of great ideas, a lot of tips. They're sharing what their ads look like and things like that. In this case, one of our agents is saying, I am running 4 value page ads and I only have 3 leads. A lot of clicks, but no one is putting in their address, let alone email. No registration. The ads have no registration required. So there's a couple of things that just don't work here. And I want to just say right off the bat, I think a lot of people find us because they hear about the success of our clients getting listing leads. We create a lot of tools to market your listings. They're mobile optimized. They're designed to capture leads at all different statuses. But I think the number one page that people get excited about is what we call Property Valuation Plus, because this is in real estate. There are a number of home value landing pages, but I don't think anybody is as successful as we are in just the sheer numbers and also the real responses, not just collecting emails. So I want to kind of talk about the number one, the number one mistake I often hear of people running. And there's actually a couple in this one. I don't know, Brian, never spoke to him. But if you're running 4 ads at one time and you don't know how to run one ad correctly, that might not really work out. I don't recommend, you get unlimited landing pages. This is a landing page for home value. And just an example, Canyon is a small town right next to where I live, right? I live in Lafayette. Pleasant Hill is one direction. Walnut Creek is another. Orinda is over there, and Canyon. So as a realtor, I might want to build my business in multiple areas. And so you can create these landing pages for each one and go out and target just the way that Brian has done, right? For running. The challenge is if you don't do one correctly, if you don't know how to do one correctly, then you probably won't know how to do 4 correctly. Okay, so that's my first message is get good at it. Get good in one town, know that you're turning the knobs right, and then go from there. So I'm gonna take us right into Facebook right now. We're gonna go in and run an ad together, and I'm gonna show you what I think are the biggest mistakes to be made. So instead of waiting, we're just gonna dive right into it. All right, and this is for seller leads. So first of all, and while I was talking, I better slow down. There is a little thing up here where I opened up a menu and I went to create ads. All right. And right here is the page you get dropped on. And it's always the objective. And I have to start over because I was running an ad before. So the number one, when you're working with listings leads, you always want to use traffic. Okay. I know there are a lot of real estate gurus out there, and I know Facebook does always changing their system. You hear all kinds of great stories. I am telling you, if you want to use our tools and get as many leads as possible, always use traffic. When you click traffic, it opens up a little something down here for the campaign name. Just call it, I'm going to call it Canyon, which is the town, and value, so I know it's a value add, and the date, all right? And you might do open house Canyon date. You might do, just sold, coming soon, open, all those things. But whatever you put there, nobody sees except you. That's just how you run that. Okay. We'll probably do this again. But what I'm really going at right now is to show you the mistakes that are commonly made. And here, it's sort of, this isn't the most common mistake, but you definitely know how to do this. I'm going to type in Canyon, California. Hold on. California. Is it going to work? Canyon is such a tiny town. Yep, I got it. Okay. So when you run an ad and you type in any town, it always gives you that town plus 25 miles out. All right. And you want to make sure that you're saying current city only. All right. And that's because I don't want the people in Lafayette to see my Canyon ad because it's not relevant, right? So, what Brian over there was doing is hopefully he ran his ads. He said he had 4 different ads, and he created one for Walnut Creek, and only the people in Walnut Creek could see it. But there's a little thing here that's really important. It says everyone in this location. That's actually not who you want to see it. You want people who live in this location. So now only people who live in Canyon are going to see what is your Canyon home worth, right? That's actually not the number one mistake, okay? And you want to bracket an age. There's some cool stuff you can target. I don't actually recommend getting into targeting, but you can certainly do that. The number one mistake I see people making, and this has been happening for years, it's that they don't know what placements is, so they just leave it on the default, which is recommended here, which is automatic placements, okay? And what you really need to do when you're trying to get listings, when you're going to run a home value ad, you need to change that to edit placements. And when you do that, change it to desktop only. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure some percentage of you are going, wait a minute, everybody does mobile searches and this and that. And yeah, that's true. And we almost all of us have smartphones, right? And guess what? This page is mobile optimized. The challenge is we as people are not mobile optimized. And when you click on this on your smartphone, you're less comfortable filling out what it's asking. When people see this big picture of Canyon, or they see the big pictures of the homes of the areas where you're building your business, well, you're establishing trust, right? But when you force a big form in somebody's smartphone right in their face, they suddenly don't know what or why they are doing what's going on, but you're asking for their address, and then next you're asking for their contact information. So that's number one mistake. And I see it all the time in our mastermind group. And they'll say, oh, I ran an ad, I got a bunch of clicks, but I'm getting nothing in it. And as soon as you take it off desktop or off of mobile and you run the ad again, you just start getting leads. Now, I'll just finish this. You always want it on lifetime budget. That's telling Facebook to run the ad at the optimum time when most people are on Facebook. If you're trying to get a home value, if you're trying to get listing leads, always start your ad on Friday. Come on. What's the problem? Are we in June? Why is my computer acting like, yeah, we are in June. All right, okay. June 2018. Well, you should always start it on Friday, and you should always end it on Monday, and for some reason it's acting weird. Oh, wait. More than one budget specified, either daily or lifetime budget. We want lifetime. Tab out, maybe that will... Yeah, it's acting weird. Not sure what the problem is. Edit placements, we need that. I think Facebook's acting a little weird. But we'll just go to continue and we won't worry about that. You always want to run it a single image ad, okay? We know this from time and time again. You want to also use whatever business page you got, right? I'm going to use my healthy eating one for now. And then you paste in your link here, and let's just do it. You copy the link at the top, you put it right here in this little red box, and hey, what? Sorry, guys. What's the problem? Oh, I see. This is a janky Monday, people. It's not going as smoothly as I'd like. I'm already on my second cup of coffee. So here is the other thing. Okay, so you see up on top of this picture, it says recent home sales have affected your value. I hope you have all learned that that line right there is close to useless. All right? Here is the perfect line that works for our clients all over the place. You can say something like 40 homes sold in Canyon last month. And let's just say 600K was the high. All right. And then the moneymaker is click here to get your automated online home value in less than 15 seconds free. Bang. The second line is actually the one that just really always works. The first one, 40 homes sold, 600 was a high. That's great too. But that second one is saying you're going to get your value free. Free is always great. We're all ADD today, so 15 seconds, I can handle that. And because it's automated and online, it's really code for I don't have to speak with you. And I know you're all lovely people, but people don't want to really talk to you to get their home value. They just want their home value. And that line is telling them right there, you can get that, right? And so those two lines right there, I mean, if you could do anything, just remember that. And notice I'm typing a new line down here. As I type this, it shows up under my picture, okay? So it's free Canyon home values, right? And up above, whatever I typed on the left up above shows up above the photo. So in terms of the top things that that make mistakes, number one is you use the default placements and you should have put it on desktop only. Number two is probably that language that's on top of the ad. It's just not compelling, okay? If you use our default, it's definitely not compelling. And then last, the photograph is not really, it's not really working. And I want to kind of just talk about photographs. If you ever hear my calls, I always talk about the same old office in Summit, New Jersey. I set up a Coldwell Banker office over there once. And we did this call. Whenever I do the office rollouts, I do like 2 calls, and one will be just like this. And I said, you know, here's how you create this tool and here's how you run the ad. And then the manager called me and said, Vince, our number one ad, we're getting leads all over the place, but the number one ad is a picture with Summit Diner in the back, right? And that's because this diner, this is a small town, like 23,000 people. And on Main Street is this old diner that everybody knows because it's been there for over 50 years. So if you know their town and you're trying to get them a home value, it's not the $1 million, listing in the background that really makes people comfortable. It's that, do you know my neighborhood? And that's what this little thing is telling the folks over in Summit, New Jersey. If you run an ad with that, people are going to trust that you know what they're talking about, which is the value of their home. Okay. So I just sort of jumped in there first. I can't stress it enough that it is almost, whenever I hear people saying, I got a bunch of clicks, but I got no leads, well, that usually means you had it on mobile also. Okay. One other thing, I'm just going to give you a little tip, and I'm not really good at it, but what makes these things stand out are emojis. Now, I don't even know if you know what emojis are, but emojis are these little colorful graphics. And I use Google Chrome, and they have a little emoji thing here that I can get my own. And I don't really know how these even work, but you could put in, I'll just put in dollar. Let's see what happens. Yeah. And so there's a dollar sign, right? And I'll get this. And if I click that, it pops it right in over here. And I'm going to click it again. It puts a couple dollar signs. And as silly as that sounds, and trust me, to me, that really does sound silly. Having little emojis actually make the people's, it slows their eyes down, right? It slows their eyes down just a little bit longer to look at that, right? There's even a movie about emojis, right? You can find that somewhere. And me, I just don't use emojis, but I'm just letting you know, it is one of those tricks that our agents use. And if you go look in our mastermind group, the clients that are saying we're getting just a ton of leads, they always use these kinds of emojis. Maybe not these. They're much cooler. They understand the emoji world better than me. So it's a good time for questions. We're going to kind of jump back. We're going to go backwards now and say, hey, how do we create this? How do we create that? Does this go for single property websites too, as far as Facebook settings? No, Tom, it does not. Okay, so good question. And people, if you have questions, now is a good time to put them in. What we just did is we ran a Facebook ad for sellers. All right. It is different when you want to run one for buyers. And what I want to point out is a lot of people come to us, and I can tell you, I don't know how many times every week I hear, I'm not interested in buyers, I just want sellers, right? I'm just not interested. Buyers are all over the place. And I got to tell you this, if you want sellers, you need to advertise listings for buyers. Because again, my little story there about Summit, New Jersey Diner, it's really about trust. If you do not understand what's going on with a landing page, let me explain it to you. All right? Let's go to Canyon one more time and let me explain what you're really trying to do. You're trying to get somebody's address. I'll type in mine. And when you do that, the next question is, it's something like, great, we got your home value. Give us your contact information. Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are pretty familiar with the web and you get asked for your contact information all over the place and your first response is no. Well, I'll tell you, 80 to 90% of people who put their address would gladly walk away from this page rather than give you even their email address. All right? So it's really, they don't trust you. They don't know who you are. You just somehow luckily found a page and lobbed it up on Facebook and got it out there. And you think that just changes the world, right? But it doesn't, because they don't know you at all. So the point that I'm trying to make here is, if you take our other tools for listings, to market listings, and you put it on Facebook, well, a few thousand people see that. And what you're doing is you're building a brand. You're telling people, hey, I've got things going on. And so we're going to do that next. Let's do that now. And I also want to point out, and this is really, really important, because I can tell you, this page here, it is popular. People are hearing about it. Companies, Tom Ferry's talking about it. Grant Wise, trainer. Lori Ballin's talking about it. Jared James, trainer, talks about it. They all say, hey, these guys listening to leads have a lot of great tools. They're going to help you. Sign up, right? And that's cool. And I'm glad to see that happening. But what they don't tell you is what I am telling you right now, is that our clients who get the most amount of business and listing leads and listings, they market their listings, even if they borrow listings through our platform. And they take them and they put them on Facebook, very similarly to what I just showed you. So let's do that one more time, right? And what I'm trying to describe to you is build the brand on Facebook. You may not know this. You probably don't know this. 71% of adults in the United States are on Facebook. You may not even be on Facebook. You may hate Facebook, right? But I'm telling you, 71% of adults are on Facebook, and they spend roughly 40 minutes a day just floating around, looking at pictures of baby cheese or cats or their relatives and stuff like that, right? So this is a great place to inexpensively build a brand. And the best way to do it is to market with some of our tools. Now, I'm going to create an open house. I got this property over in Haiku. So even if it's not your listing and you're borrowing it, you can pull it into your account, go over here, click open house, say, oh, you know what? It's going to be on Saturday from 1 to 4, save. And now that I save it, and I wonder why that takes so long. Every time I save this, sorry, this seems like a very simple function. I'm going to have a sip of coffee while I'm waiting. That was faster. Okay. So we go back to listings, and now I can see a little green house. That means open house. So now I want to go to, let's just go to tools. This is the easier way. You want to go to your social media. And there are two tools to build the brand that I just recommend and most of our clients use. It is the listing landing page or the single property website. Now, if you're writing anything down at all, I would recommend you write this down. When you are marketing a listing that is coming soon, just listed, open house, or active, use the listing landing page. It's right here. Okay, looks like this. Now, this is an open house, so it's got a kind of the ticking time bomb thing going on there. That's great, right? When you're trying to market a home that's pending or just sold, I recommend you use the single property website, and I'll show you why. I'm going to click on tools again. This property is sold. I'm going to click on your social media, and I'm going to change it from here to this, and this is why. This tool right here shows you a little bit about the home. When you're marketing something that's pending or sold, most people who are clicking on that ad, they might be buyers, but they could also be homeowners. And if they're homeowners, they might be wondering, like, I wonder what that was. How much did it sell for? And the page that auto pops up here says, hey, that home sold, and that's going to affect your home value. And then bang, right here, you got, seller lead capture, right? So when it's just sold or pending, I recommend the single property website. When it's open house, just listed, coming soon, or active, I recommend the listing landing page. So let's do the listing landing page. And I'm going to run the ad. If you've got questions, I see questions coming. Please put them in the chat panel, and then I'm going to come back and answer all those questions. Now, I'm going to click this little triangle over here, and I'm going to open Create Ads again. And like I said earlier, you always want to use traffic, and so we'll wait and get for that to pop up. turn off my ad blocker. I have an ad blocker on my browser, and Facebook doesn't like that. And I want to click traffic. And now I'm going to say it's traffic. What's the problem here? Okay, that's what it is. Start over. I'm going to say open house. I'll say Canyon, even though that property isn't in Canyon. I'm going to put the date. And the reason I'm going to say Canyon is, you remember, we did a home valuation ad on Canyon. And the way that you can really maximize, and that's the whole point, is if you're going to try to get leads in Canyon, market listings in Canyon. Because every time we do that, I'm going to do it right here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, wrong. Don't paste that there, people. Sorry. You want to type in Canyon and California. Where is it? Right. But this time we're branding. And that means that I'm going to say I want this radius 10 miles out. I want everybody to see that I got an open house that lives around Canyon, because now I'm branding, right? And you don't have to say everybody that lives in this location. You can, everyone that's in here. They don't have to live in it. You probably don't want 18-year-olds looking at it, so choose your bottom age. But here's the point of this here. You see over here it says estimated daily reach. It says 1,500 people to about 6,000. So probably, let's just call it, 4,000 people a day will see this ad. Now here you can use automatic placements, because this is just fine to run on mobile. It's a very simple lead capture. You click that button, it grabs their contact info, great. But what you're really trying to do is just tell the world you're an agent. And to tell 4,000 people every day for 20 bucks is not a bad way to build a brand. All right. So I'm going to just run that to the weekend or something like that. And my daily reach is kind of dropping because it's money spread out over multiple days. But it's still a couple thousand will be seen by the weekend. Then you click continue, and then you paste in, you use a single image ad, you paste in your link again like before, and you write something cool about what's going on in that house. Okay? And that's really the point. The point is, market listings during the week with $20 ads. During the weekend, run an ad for minimum, I say minimum 30, but let's see if I can find some information for you here to help you understand why more is, in this case, better. Let me go over here real quick. And I do see some questions, so give me a second. I'm almost there. Trevor. So Trevor is one of our clients, and Trevor sent us a message, it's been a couple weeks, April 4th. So almost, I guess it's been a little bit. I don't know if you can read it, but I'll boil it down for you. He got 100 listing leads in 4 days, and he spent $100 on it. That's the key, okay? He's getting listing leads. He spent 100, and he got 100 leads. Now, he also says, if you try that on Zillow or SmartZip, it'd be thousands of dollars. And the point is when you're getting home value leads, it's roughly about $1 a lead. That's what we see, on average across the country right now. When you're getting buyers, they're much less. But Facebook knows that sellers are more value, and they just charge you more. So that's kind of it there. So let's answer some questions, and then we'll see where that takes us. Will this be repeated? Yeah, I'm going to put this video up, this call I'm going to put up on online on YouTube. I'm going to put it in our mastermind group. Do I suggest a minimum budget? Yes, I do. I'm going to get that. Are we buying our own link domain from GoDaddy? How do we send people to the website? Sarita, I hope you understand how we send people to the website, but we'll answer all these things. Can you go over advanced options, see how to set up, optimize your leads? Okay, sure. So the first answer is, yeah, we're recording this. We're going to put the recording on the mastermind group. It'll be up on YouTube. Do I suggest a minimum budget? That's a good question. The answer is yes. I do suggest a minimum budget, but it depends on what your business is about. For instance, if I talk to a new agent or an agent with no listings, and actually, I'm just going to keep it to a new agent, I would tell you to run $200 a month every month. And if you do that for 2 to 3 months, you're going to see some significant lead gen going on. And the way you do that is every week you run one ad for one property. Now, if you're a new listing, you don't even have any listings, so you borrow those listings. If you can't borrow listings, you can also get you can get a HUD listing or something like that. But what you're doing is for $20, as I showed you earlier, you're getting thousands of people to know you're even a realtor. All right. And then on the weekend, you go and you run a $30 ad. Okay. And a $30 ad is for home value. Okay. So if we're working in Canyon, you want to borrow at least one listing, put it in Canyon. This is an open house in Canyon, something just listed, something just sold in Canyon. And then on the weekend, for a $30 ad, get your Canyon home value. So, 20 plus 30 is 50 times 4 weeks is 200. If you're an agent with more listings, 2, 3, 5, 6 plus listings, well, then I recommend you up that budget because you might want to run multiple ads for your listings. You got to open house on one, you're under contract in another, something's just listed. Now you're running multiple ads for $20 each. And now more thousands of people are seeing you. And the point of all that why that is what I continually recommend is our biggest clients who have been doing this for a long time will start to just say, we're just getting phone calls randomly from people on Facebook because they see that I'm a realtor. They see that I've got open houses. They see I have sold properties. And now they know like, oh, I need help. I need to buy or sell something. So they're just calling. And that's really what advertising is about. In the old days, you'd put your name in a phone book and hope somebody found you. Or even before that, you got a sandwich board and you stood outside in the supermarket. But now everybody is on Facebook and you can build a brand for a pretty low amount and then ask for the listings on the weekend, right? So that's my minimum budget is $200 a month. And that's if you have no business whatsoever and you're really new to it. Otherwise, I'd really say 3 is probably the number I would land on. And if you've got anywhere north of 5 listings at a time, you minimally want to be spending about $400 a month. Thomas has a question about what is the best strategy for non-disclosure states. Thomas, I don't actually know what non-disclosure means. So if you can help me with that, I will answer that question. But Sandra has a good question, which is how do you manage, what are the advanced settings? And actually, I just learned something last week. There's always so many new things. So I'm going to click on edit for property valuation landing page and explain to you what is here. Now, this is property valuation plus, so you don't have everything here. Facebook share image, you don't even need to worry about that. It's only if you're super, you just don't even need to worry about it. The background here, you can change that. Again, this is more stuff just for people that like to tinker. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Now here, recent home values have, you could put that little line there that says, hey, 15 homes sold last month in Canyon and get your home value free, right? But form fields is probably the biggest thing that I want to caution everybody about. Use Facebook registration it kind of puts Facebook in there so that we reach into Facebook. And if you use that, it can really hurt your lead gen because it forces people to log into Facebook if they're not logged in. And then you can lose them at that point. So when you're using this landing page, Property Valuation Plus, you don't want to use Facebook registration. In almost every other case, I recommend it because especially if you're marketing homes, on a listing landing page or something like that, it really works well. But when you're trying to get listings, it doesn't. It really kind of messes up the process. So I don't recommend that. And that's really, let's go back to advanced options. Show schedule. Yeah, I don't know. So show schedule on-site as on-site valuation. When you fill it out, that means there's a little spot. Would you like to schedule a 5-minute deal? I am not hearing a whole lot of that. Very rarely do I hear people put on, so it won't hurt you. Send value estimates via email. I would definitely have that checked. Show Zillow reviews. If you have Zillow reviews and you want to put them up, okay. Open format for phone numbers. That's fine. What I do want to say is, and hopefully we've taken it off. Autoresponder, I suggest you ignore. We already give out a custom autoresponder, and that's fine. Let me just see. There's something. I don't see it, but I'm going to just state it. The phone number. Do not ask. You can ask for the phone number. Do not require it. Excuse me. When you require a phone number, you pretty much destroy your lead gen. So I don't see where it is on here, but it's probably on the second page. Sorry. So let me see here. So we're on page 1, which is this page 1. Page 2, let's see what they say over here. Yeah, so this is where the phone number. So here it's hidden. And actually, I recommend that you hide it. And I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. 80 to 90% of the people will walk away the minute you even ask them for an email. So asking them for a phone number is just kind of crazy, but people feel like they got to do it. I tell you, it's much better for you if you're really in the business of capturing more listings and getting a database, is going to here and subscribe to this partial full lead converter. What it is it's an integration with Cole information system. And Cole is basically an online phone book of homeowners. So anytime somebody gives you an address, whether they walk away or not, we will reach into Cole and deliver up the information they have. And most of the time it's the phone numbers, cell numbers, even previously sold value. So you get a lot of information, not all the time, 60 to 70% of the time. But that's what I really recommend if you're trying to get more listing. So let's see. Questions. Sales prices are not disclosed. The auto CMA does not work. Right. Okay. So I think there's a setting in here where you cannot give an auto valuation. And let's see here. Actually, if I go here, property valuation plus, property valuation 2 might be it. I'm going to click add landing page. Let's just look at it real quick. The word plus means it has that auto valuation feature built into it. And yeah, so this one, let's just look at it. You can change the background picture. This just sort of says, this is the old school one. And this is really old school, but I will tell you what, some of our clients get more leads from this one than anything else. And this just gives an auto response. Hey, we'll get that for you, right? And you can customize it, and you can see it's got these weird arrows blinking. But that actually can work really well. Let's see if property valuation, advanced options, used to be code value, home value. It used to be you could just turn off the auto value automatically. And you might want to ask support. I don't remember where it is because we moved this. But then you just put in the answer and you'd say, great, thank you, we'll get you that number. I can't remember where it is now. Okay. Are area codes still okay instead of pin drop? Pin drop. area codes. Are zip codes still okay? Are you talking about in terms of the background picture of this, or when you're running an ad on Facebook? Because pin drop, when you're running an ad on Facebook, let's see if we're over there. When you're doing the ad set, this is where you set the targeting. You can certainly use zip codes in this area. When we go here, yeah. So here I've typed in Canyon, which is a town, but you could also just put in zip codes. And then I think you can do a pin drop. It sort of shows you, and you can drag the pin around. I think that's what Tom is talking about. So I got to kind of repeat. Figure out what area you want to be in, and you know, I want to kind of caution everybody. Get good in one area. I'm pretty sure all of you are building your business in multiple farm markets, right? Multiple small towns or multiple areas and large towns. Get good in one. Market some listings in that every week, and then ask for the home value every weekend. Now, you notice when I ran the ad on home value, I said $30. It is, once you get good at it and you start getting a lot of leads, if you want more listings, add more money to that listing ad, to that home value ad, okay? And that's why this guy over here got 100 leads in 4 days, because he put $100 on it. But he knew how to word it right. He's kind of gotten better at it. So don't go out there with a shotgun approach hitting 5 different target areas until you're good at one, all right? What is a sample calling script? I don't really know, Greg. That's a great question for our mastermind group. Yeah, that's a great question. For me, in terms of sample or just conversion, and this is basic sales training. If somebody responds to you in email, respond to them in email until you build the trust to get them up to a phone call. If they respond in text, same thing. As for the valuation, is it just Zestimate? No. On your profile page, you can either choose the Zillow estimate or onboard infometrics. It's worth testing both out. They are different data sources, and they have, in some areas, Zillow is better. In some areas, onboard infometrics is better. Yes, so I think I answered Tom's question there. Yeah, I think I answered. So everybody, if you're not in our mastermind group, I kind of gotta tell you, you gotta get in our mastermind group. So I'm gonna leave this page, and if there are any questions on how to run the ad, you want me to do something again, let me know. But over here is our listings to leads mastermind group, and there are questions about follow-up and conversion that get asked every week, and the answers are really awesome. We've even in the file section got clients that are putting in ads on here is my follow-up. But I'm going to also point out one tip, because you may not know this. You should go right here to this search box and type in the word marketplace. And let me ask real quickly, have any of you run a marketplace ad? Yes or no? If you could put that in, that would be very, very good of you. Have you run a marketplace ad on Facebook? And while we get that, I'm going to look at that. Yes, 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 no, no, no. Okay. So marketplace ads, good. I'm glad you guys are doing that. For a lot of our clients, they're getting incredible results. When we capture a lead this way, through here, we email the response to you. When you run a marketplace ad, the response comes in this chat panel that's built into Facebook. So you sort of need to have your, be available, because this person ran 2 ads and got 97 conversations. That means 97 discussions going on in her chat panel with potential clients, okay? Ended up with 5 good leads, 4 which are cash buyers, and 1 sent to her lender, okay? So you can see she's got some cool emojis in here, and she's got her stuff in there. And that's really what I want to leave you with is get in the mastermind group. Marketplace ads can be really, really powerful, but they are different from what I just explained, which is our core Facebook strategy. Market listings during the week and run home value ads during the weekend. Okay? Are there any other questions? If not, I'm going to wrap up, and I will get this up on the World Wide Web and get it in our mastermind group. Oh, one last thing I wanted to show you. If you're not part of our mastermind group, click settings up here. You open this up for settings, click settings, get this email right here, which is your primary email, and go to listings to leads and go to support. Type in that email address right in that box and say, hey, please add me to the mastermind group. It's a mind blower. And I'm so thankful for our clients who are in there and let's see here. They're in there and they're sharing content every day. And there's another tip about Facebook ads in here that I want you to look at. The first one is marketplace ads. The second one is do this search. Stop renting. And look at what is going on and all the results that's been happening for our clients. They are getting all kinds of leads. And even up in the file section, people have put in, this is what I'm using to follow up. Stop renting, swipe file. There's just a lot of information in here. So being in the mastermind group is a really, really helpful place. Let's see here. Does time of day matter for the Facebook ads? So no. If you followed what I was saying, Hillary, that when you place your budget, they give you the option of, see if I can get there real quickly. I can't. When you put your dollar amount, right next to it, it says daily amount or lifetime amount. If you put it on lifetime, Facebook will drop the money, place your ad when the highest amount of traffic is on Facebook. So that's why we always say use lifetime. Is there a FSBO webinar sometime or saved on the platform? Excuse me. I would probably do a search on FSBO in our group. I don't really know because we just relaunched our whole platform. And if you go into any of our pages and click on questions, I know that our clients have a lot of, they love working on FSBOs with our stuff because we just make them look so solid. I don't see it in here because we just converted the whole platform, so we didn't do the FSBO training. But what I'll tell you is there is a landing page in there for FSBOs. And all it is it says, hey, would you like free marketing? Click here to get your tool. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's go to landing pages. But many agents will just take a picture of the home that's a FSBO, put it inside of the system, and then send some of the tools to the FSBO. Say, hey, would you like to use these and have a discussion and let me do some free marketing for you. Let's see if I have any FSBO pages. Yeah, so this is our FSBO, and it's a pretty old-fashioned page, but basically says we've got a lot of free tools. Click which ones you'd like, right? And so, well, I want a YouTube video. I want a dedicated virtual tour. Okay, great. When you click next, it says, what's your address? I have pictures. I don't have pictures. And then the next question is, what's your contact info? And so you can always find FSBOs on Zillow. You can find them on Craigslist. You can find them. You can buy a list of them if you want. But that's a tool that a lot of agents like to get in front of people. So since I don't see any other questions, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. And I want to also say that it really, really is valuable for your business to get familiar and get very strong with Facebook. You're welcome, Greg. Because, you know, I talk to a lot of people, and a good amount of time I'm going to hear, oh, I think it's blown out. There's people who are doing it all over the place, right? And Facebook is done. And I can tell you with 100% certainty, we have clients coming in here every week saying, I just got a couple dozen leads this way. I got a couple leads that way. I got, you know, that message from a month ago or two is I got 100 listing leads. We get a message like that almost every week. All right. Maybe it's not always 100, but it's a good few dozen listing leads. And so get good at it. Use our tools, because our tools, I'm pretty sure, are the best at capturing leads, whether you're a buyer or a seller. But if you leverage Facebook advertising with our tools, you get good at it, you're going to absolutely love its impact on your business. So everybody, thanks so much. Don't forget over here, eat healthy too. All right, be good. I'll get this video up on the mastermind group. Take care, lean on support, and I hope it helps your business. Thanks a lot.